What if you could predict the next 5 years of your life? What if you could actually design the next 5 years of your life? What if you could decide how beautiful your home would be, how incredibly loving your significant other would be, how much income you would have, how you would vacation in exotic and luxurious locations around the world, and how you would be so well off that you'd be able to contribute to causes that are important to you? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be fun to have that amount of control of your life? Well, listen as I share with you how so many people have been able to actually design their lives, and how you can use the same strategy to shape your future.
The Life I Deserve, sharing creative ideas, inspirational stories, and fresh perspectives that will empower you to live your life to the fullest. And now, here's your host, Adrian McMillian.
The Life I Deserve, Episode 8. Set goals, design your life.
Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, and you're listening to The Life I Deserve by my good friend, Adrian McMillian.
I'd like to tell you a story about Monti Roberts. Growing up, Monti went with his father from stable to stable, farm to farm, and ranch to ranch training horses. Consequently, he missed much of his high school education. As a senior, he was asked to write a paper on what career he wanted to pursue. That night, he wrote a 7-page paper describing in great detail his goal to build and own a dream horse ranch. The next day, he turned his paper in. 2 days following that, he received it back. On the front page was a large red F with a note that read, "See me after class." When Monti saw his teacher after class, he asked why he was given an F. The teacher said, "This is an unrealistic dream. For a young boy like you, you have no money, you come from an itinerant family, you have no resources. Owning a horse ranch requires a lot of money, and you have to buy land, you have to pay for the original breeding stock, and later you'll have to pay large stud fees. There is no way you could ever do it." Then the teacher added, "If you'll rewrite this paper with a more realistic goal, I'll reconsider your grade." Monti went home and asked his father what he should do. His father answered, "Monti, I know that this is important to you, so you have to make your own mind on this." After thinking about it for several days, Monti turned the paper back in, exactly as he had first written it. Monti told the teacher, "You can keep the F. I'm keeping my dream." Today, Monti owns a 4,000 square foot house in the middle of a 200-acre ranch in California. He raises and trains thoroughbred racehorses. He has a best-selling book titled The Man Who Listens to Horses, and he was the inspiration for the popular movie The Horse Whisperer with Robert Redford. Oh, and he still has that school paper with the F framed over his fireplace. Chances are you've heard it many times. You've heard the success stories. You know you should do it, and yet, if you're like most people, you don't. What am I talking about? Well, as you may have guessed, I'm talking about setting goals. According to studies, less than 3% of Americans have written goals, and less than 1% review their goals on a daily basis. There are 3 main reasons people don't set goals. 1, they just don't realize the effectiveness of goal setting. 2, fear of failure. 3, people simply don't know how. Let's break these down. Effectiveness of goal setting. If someone very successful told you the key to their success was goal setting, Would you believe it? Or would you prefer to think that that person is just lucky? It's just so hard for some people to believe that something as simple as goal setting can make such a huge difference. What if I told you that goal setting can increase your luck? Sounds crazy, huh? But it's true, because when you focus on your goals, you'll recognize opportunities that otherwise may have been missed. Have you ever been in a social gathering with many different conversations going on, and you heard your name? The name could have been mentioned from far across the room, but you heard it. When you're clear in your goals, opportunities around you suddenly become obvious, just like hearing your name. And you'll feel compelled to take advantage of these opportunities. And then you, my friend, will be the person that others talk about as being the lucky one. The fact is, focusing on your goals will help you to consciously and unconsciously make progress toward your goals. It truly is a fascinating process, a process that I'll elaborate on in upcoming episodes on affirmations and visualization. The second concern, fear of failure. Let's take a quick look at this. The idea that you could fail when striving for a particular goal is simply a perspective. You actually deserve credit for any effort that you make toward a goal. The only concept of failure you should have is the failure to even try. I want to challenge you to think about your goals in this way. When working toward a goal, there simply is no failure. Maybe the goal takes more time than you thought. Maybe the goal takes more research than you originally had planned for. If so, you can decide to take more time to reach that goal, or to put more effort into reaching that goal. Or with this additional knowledge about what is required to actually get there, you can decide that maybe you'd rather pursue a different goal. Pursuing goals always results in learning and growing. The only fail is to not try in the first place. Finally, let's address the last concern: how to set the goal. And of course, we want to set goals that excite us and motivate us. So let's get to work. Setting goals for maximum effectiveness. All right, it's time to get smart. SMART is actually an acronym which will help us to set goals that are effective. S equals specific. M equals measurable. A equals attainable. R equals relevant. And T equals time-based. Let's go through each of these. Specific. Vague goals produce vague results. To get what you want out of life, you have to take the time to decide what you really want. When you realize the power of goal setting, this gets really fun. You realize you're basically designing your future. The key is to decide exactly what you want to achieve and write it down or log it in your phone or a computer. By being specific on what you want, your subconscious will bring to your attention the opportunities, people, and resources that will help you get there. Let's say that I'd like to further develop my presentation skills. Well, instead of stating a goal of just improving my presentation skills, I want to be a little more specific, like the following: to give a keynote speech for a company. Okay, let's move on to measurable. Just as we must know what we want, we also must know how much, to what extent. This drives the necessary changes that must happen to reach that goal. This could be the amount of money you plan to save, the square footage of your new house, or maybe the number of days that you'd like to vacation each year. To make my keynote speech goal more specific, I'll revise it to say to give a 45-minute keynote speech for a Fortune 100 company. Now let's talk about the A, attainable. Because I know that goals work, I love setting big goals. Basically, my idea of what is attainable has grown with years of goal setting. You too can set and achieve big goals. However, big goals may at first feel intimidating to you. Try setting a few small, more attainable goals at first. As you achieve goals and grow your confidence, your sense of what is actually attainable will expand. To make my goal attainable, but still a bit of a stretch, I'll first target a Fortune 500 company for giving my speech. And then maybe later, I'll get more specific and target a Fortune 100 company. R. Relevant. In an earlier episode, we discussed the importance of purpose. More specifically, identifying your personal purpose. We then formed a mission statement, which is basically a way of summarizing your purpose. That purpose is your navigation system, your overall guiding light. Does your goal align with your overall purpose? Does it feel right? If not, perhaps the goal may not be in your best interest. Maybe the goal is not worth pursuing. On the other hand, if the goal feels like something valuable to you and you really want to pursue it, perhaps it's your mission statement that may need to be revised. To further align my goal with my overall purpose, which is to inspire people to improve their lives, I'll adjust my goal as follows: to give an inspirational and uplifting 45-minute keynote speech for a Fortune 500 company. T. Time-based. When do you want to have this goal accomplished? Set a date. The date should be far enough out to actually accomplish the goal. However, it should be close enough to compel you to take action. If our subconscious thinks we have an endless amount of time to reach our goal, it'll be in no rush. But if we have a completion date in mind, our subconscious will get to work figuring out each step to keep us moving forward unscheduled. To make my goal time-based, I'll change it as follows: to give an inspirational and uplifting keynote speech for a Fortune 500 company by December 31st, 2018. So now you have the recipe for setting effective goals.
Questions, comments, compliments?
I want to remind you that the life I deserve is here for you. Let me know how I can help you. What topics would you like to hear about? What goals do you have for your health, wealth, and happiness? I really want to hear from you. And yes, I do mean you. Reach out, let me know what's on your mind. Maybe you have an inspirational story or thought that you'd like to share. Visit thelifeideserve.com and send me email or voicemail. From the website, click on the Contact tab. You'll see a button there that'll allow you to record voicemail. Or if you'd rather leave email, just fill in the form below the voicemail button. Set some SMART goals. I'd like to challenge you to set at least 3 goals for yourself. To help get you started, I'm going to break down some areas that you can focus on. As I read each area, I want you to think about where your life stands in that particular area and any changes that you'd like to make in that specific area. This is a great starting point in deciding which goals to pursue. Categories for setting goals: business, career, ventures. This could involve a significant promotion where you currently work. This could involve starting your own business. Financial, savings, investments, income. How much would you like to have saved? Maybe you're interested in real estate investing. Relationships, family, friends, peers. Would you like to spend more time with family? Would you like to improve the quality of your friendships? Health, spiritual, mental, physical. Are you interested in attending a yoga retreat. Or maybe you want to trim up and gain more muscle. Recreation, relaxation, fun activities, travel. Maybe you need to schedule some time to rest and do some reading. Maybe you've always thought about going to an exotic country. Personal, education, development, experiences. Is there a course that you always wanted to take? Or maybe you want to take up a new hobby, like maybe photography. And our last category, contribution, philanthropy, volunteer work. Is there a cause you're passionate about? Or maybe you want to help beautify your neighborhood or community. I'd like to encourage you to set at least 3 goals. In a future episode, we'll learn how to turn your goals into affirmations and visualizations. Affirmations and visualizations will make your dreams literally come alive.
It's trivia time.
In my last show, the trivia question was, which successful person in history was quoted as saying the following? If we did all the things we're capable of, we would literally astound ourselves. And the winning answer was submitted by Christopher Wyndham, who correctly guessed Thomas Edison. Congratulations, Christopher. Today's trivia question. Speaking of Thomas Edison, in his 84 years of living, Thomas Edison created many remarkable inventions, including the phonograph, the light bulb, and one of the earliest motion picture cameras. What was the total number of patents that Thomas Edison acquired in his lifetime? Send your answer from the website, thelifeideserve.com. From the website, you can leave voicemail or email. Just click on the Contact tab. Again, today's trivia question. What was the total number of patents acquired by Thomas Edison? Go to thelifeideserve.com to submit your answer. The winner will receive a complimentary ticket to my next Success Principles workshop in Marina del Rey, California. You can visit thelifeideserve.com/workshop for more information. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible to the visible. Anthony Robbins. Well, that's going to do it for today's show. I hope you found this episode valuable. My mission is to use my love and creativity to inspire and empower those that I encounter to live full and meaningful lives by sharing lessons learned, tools for self-improvement, and life-changing perspectives. Subscribe to the podcast so we can take this journey together. As I mentioned earlier, I strongly encourage you to create some goals, not just any goals, but SMART goals, and share them with me or a supportive friend or family member.
Thanks for listening. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live a passionate, fulfilling life. Subscribe to the podcast so we can take this journey together. A journey of sharing, learning, and growing. A journey to the life you deserve.
Thanks again for listening to The Life I Deserve. This podcast was designed for you, designed to enhance your health, grow your wealth, and fill your life with happiness. Visit thelifeideserve.com and send me a voicemail or email. Let me know something about you. What inspires you? How can I help you? Do you have a suggestion for the show? Let me know. And if you just happen to love the show, please post a review on iTunes. Thanks again. Love you all. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.